Hey everybody, it's Nate with Sauce Ain't the Boss here again, and today is day number 308 of quitting alcohol. Is quitting drinking really worth it? I think that's a question that I asked myself as I was getting into this process, especially more so in the beginning. When you first quit drinking, it seems like there's a lot of negative going on. You're going through withdrawals and cravings and just a difficult time dealing with things you've never dealt with before without alcohol. And so, we go, gosh, is this worth it? Is it worth going through all this turmoil, all this suffering and discomfort? Or should I just go back to drinking? And that happened to me, time and time again. When I would quit in the past, I would get to that phase where I would say, this just isn't worth it, and I'd go back to drinking. And the problem with that always was, though, I never gave the process long enough time to show me it was worth it. And if you don't see any benefits of what you're doing and what you're doing is difficult, you go, screw this, The problem is we lack patience, I think, as humans. I think we like that instant gratification. We want to see instant results right away. We don't want to have to wait for things. That's why, fast food came out and was booming, and why alcohol's so popular. It's an instant gratification of numbing. You take this drug and you get numb, and it can help. It doesn't really help, but people think it helps them deal with things when all it really does is just mask it all over, But, there's times in this journey, even now, where I go, is this worth it? And I think that that's normal because, we drank a drug for so long that we remember what we think was beneficial parts of that life. We maybe used it to socialize or have fun. I was mentioning to this viewer the other day in the comments that, I didn't really drink because of stress and, bad things happening to me. I was one of those drinkers that drank because I was bored. I was looking for fun. I was looking for something to kind of fill that emptiness inside. I've always dealt with stress okay and that kind of thing, So, even today, not today, but even today in this journey at 300 and whatever it is days in now, there are days where, it's a little boring and there's not something to occupy my time, or it doesn't feel like there is. And the thoughts of, oh, it'd be nice to drink right now, do slip in. And again, you're not alone. And I don't think any of us should feel any shame in that. But what's important is to recognize it and see it for what it is, and don't dwell on those thoughts or those feelings. And remember why you quit drinking alcohol in the first place. You wouldn't have quit drinking it if it was really the answer you were looking for, right? Because you get to a place where you want to quit it because you know that it is just causing problems in your life. And so basically, I just wanted to, talk about today just that, quitting alcohol is one of those things that it is worth it. It's one of those things in the beginning. Sometimes we just don't allow ourselves or give ourselves enough time with the process to see the benefits of it being worth it. And then again, we forget, 300 days in, a year in, whatever, 5 years in, the misery that we were in when we were drinking, because we're so far removed from it that far in time, And I just some examples of what I was thinking about today, when those thoughts creep in of, is this all worth it? I was heading towards death's door with my health. If I had kept on drinking the way that I was drinking, I don't know if I'd be here right now, to be honest with you. And if I was, I might have, major liver problems or kidney problems or neurological problems. I mean, I was already getting, like I said, high blood pressure and gout and all kinds of other things when I was drinking. So it was just a matter of time. If you're starting to have little things happen, it's just a matter of time before the big things happen, So is it worth your life? Is it worth dying and leaving your wife and kids, or, people that you love in a lurch because you wanted that instant gratification? So that's an easy answer. It's just not worth it, And Is it worth going back to being fat and being out of breath, just bending over and tying my shoes? I've lost 50 pounds since I quit drinking, and I'm probably in the best shape of my life right now. I was thinking back to when I was even in high school. I don't think I was in as good a shape as I am now, and this just happened. It hasn't even been a year since I quit drinking alcohol yet, and I've done a 180 with my health and my weight. And is that worth it? Absolutely. I mean, I feel great. I didn't feel great when I was drinking. I'd wake up, no energy, was always tired. There were days I was hungover. I looked terrible. I felt terrible. Again, one of the reasons I decided to quit in the first place, I felt terrible and looked terrible. And so it is worth quitting alcohol, and not to mention the fact that you can't work on yourself when you're taking a drug all the time and numbing and running from whatever it is you need to face and look at and work on. It's just kind of, I look at drinking alcohol as being like an ostrich with your head in the sand. You just kind of want to numb yourself with this alcohol. You dump this alcohol into your mouth. It's that warm blanket feeling, and you can just kind of curl up in the fetal position and get numb, rather than being a big person, putting on your big boy or big girl pants and manning up and facing life's problems head on. And those are the people that deserve respect, and I always respected were those people around me that could just deal with things as they were without needing alcohol or anything else to help them get through it. They were just strong, tough people. And you don't get there by being an ostrich with your head in the sand. You have to start slowly but surely dealing with the uncomfortable things, whether it's stress, whether it's the relationships in your life not being what you deem they should be or want them to be, whether it's health issues going on. There's a lot of different reasons we turn to alcohol. We don't socialize well. Maybe you're having trouble meeting the opposite sex, and you have a tough time talking to girls or guys, depending on that kind of thing. And so it's one of those things where life is just kind of what it is, with a set of just like ingrained rules in this world and life, and it's the way that it is, and none of it gets easier or better when you're taking alcohol or a drug to mask what's going on around you. So is it worth quitting drinking alcohol? It absolutely is. Are you going to get those thoughts in the first month? Absolutely. Is it worth it? You're going to ask yourself. And at that point, it doesn't seem like it is. At month 2, it doesn't seem like it is. At month 3, maybe it kind of starts to, but still you're not sure, And the further you get, the more time you give this journey and process, the more you start to build a life that is worth it. And then you have a lot to lose if you go back to the alcohol. You start seeing yourself becoming a better person. You start seeing your relationship improving, your finances improving, and then you go, wow, this is worth it. And so, but even 300 days in, like I am, there's days where, and I don't know where the hell those thoughts are coming from. Maybe they are coming from hell, but it's one of those things where, you get this quick snippet of it. Is this all really worth it? I remember drinking alcohol and having fun and doing this, or, you forget that it really wasn't fun. Maybe, it was a temporary, little buzz and you thought you were having a good time. But the other 90% of the time, your sleep was terrible, your mornings were terrible, your performance at work was terrible. And so for a couple minutes here and there of what you deemed was fun, the rest of your existence was miserable. And so, again, we just have to remind ourselves of that. And when those sneaky thoughts try to pop in there and make you, reach for the alcohol again. And that's why, people do relapse. They get far enough away. Maybe they quit because of their health starts getting better. They quit because of some relationship problem. The relationship starts, whatever they quit alcohol for starts getting better, obviously, when you quit, drinking the thing that was causing all these problems in your life to begin with. So all of a sudden, it's amazing. You quit drinking alcohol, things start getting better, and you go, oh, life's good again. I can drink alcohol. I used to do that again and again. So then you go back to the alcohol, things start getting shitty again. Well, guess what caused it? The alcohol, you know, and it's like, duh, but we don't figure it out, or we don't you know, recognize that. So we play that yo-yo game back and forth. Life starts getting better again, and so I can drink alcohol, then alcohol makes life worse. And so you need to quit it, so you do, and it's just back and forth, you know. And it really doesn't start getting dramatically better until you distance yourself long enough from it. I would say at least, you know, really 6 months was when it was like, I'm really figuring this thing out. 9 months was even more so. And then I'm getting close to a year here, and it's like, okay, this is like huge, you know. And so I just encourage you guys to stick with it. You know, you guys probably know that yo-yo game. You've probably played it, and you know, it's just a miserable thing to, you know, I think about every time you first quit, it's hard, you know, you're going through that toughest time in the first week. And so when you drink alcohol and quit and go back to it and quit again, you're going through, you know, kind of that worst part again and again and again. And it makes you start to view quitting alcohol as just a horrible thing, because you've only gone through that small phase of it over and over again. And that's what starts to be in your mind, and you start to perceive quitting alcohol actually is that experience of that first couple of weeks or that first month or couple months. Because then you always go back to the alcohol, then you quit again and have to do that whole cycle over, you know. Quitting alcohol becomes different at 6 months. It becomes different at 9 months, you know. I've never made it past 2 months until this journey I'm on now. And I can tell you, it's a completely different experience than I've ever had before with quitting alcohol, because I, for the first time, stuck with it and gave it the time for things to start getting better. So it's worth it, guys. That's it for today. If you're enjoying these videos, please give them a like. Subscribe to the channel if you can. And most importantly, remember, sauce ain't the boss. You are. You guys have a great day.